Before classes even started for my first year of undergrad, my advisor told me that I would never be accepted into medical school and that I needed to come up with a new career aspirations, new career goals, because that just wasn't it. And I think that was the start of my road to imposter syndrome. Yeah. Hey y'all, welcome back to Made It to Medicine with Vix. That's me, and I'm a second year medical student at the University of Illinois College of Medicine on the Chicago campus. I come to you weekly with videos about my pre-med to med school life and a little bit of everything in between. In this week's video, I'm going to be discussing imposter syndrome, how I dealt with it when it initially came on, and how I'm trying to overcome it. Before we jump into the video, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, leave me a comment down below, and share the video if you're feeling frisky. But all right, let's get into it right now. Before I started my freshman year at college, I was enrolled in a summer academic workshop. It was for minority students at Northwestern University, and it was 2 weeks long. It was so much fun. I got connections with students on the campus before the greater campus had even gotten there. But with that, we had some privileges. So we took some writing classes, went to the library and sat in a seminar. So once orientation week hit, I had to do the same library seminar with the exact same librarian, the same PowerPoint presentation. Needless to say, I was bored. I was on my iPod Touch at the time, yes. It makes me feel so old because who even owns an iPod Touch? Do they even still make those things? Anyway, I was on my iPod Touch and my advisor walked up to me during the class, dropped a sheet of paper on my keyboard, and it said, "See me after class." But of course, it didn't end there. He wanted the beat to build. I saw him after class and he said, "You need to schedule a meeting with me next week." Okay, didn't tell me what the meeting was about because, you know, I'm an 18-year-old freshman, extremely terrified. The following week was our first week of classes, and Tech is one of the largest institutional buildings in the country, like academic institution building in the country. I got lost and I was 5 minutes late to the meeting. Due to me being late and getting lost, not being extended any grace, I was told that I would never get accepted to medical school. I would have no shot at becoming a doctor, and I needed to change my career goals. Yeah, I cried. I mean, I sat there and I'm just like, I don't even understand how me being on an iPod, not, you know, being outwardly disruptive to anyone. And I even explained to him that I was actually in a summer academic workshop. I sat through the same presentation already. I can tell you right now how to use library resources because not only did we have that presentation, we had classes in the library. So I can go through these things with you. He didn't care. But he was the first person to shoot down my dreams. And that's when I realized that I felt like I didn't belong on a campus full of highly intelligent people. I think when I went to Northwestern, it was like the number 11 school in the country, if that means anything, because honestly it doesn't. But I just felt like I tricked everyone by getting accepted. And I don't know how or why I thought I tricked them, because I graduated high school being in the top 10 with a 4 point something GPA, like 4.7, 4.8, something ridiculous. But I still thought that I was playing a role and that maybe I wasn't worthy, but maybe I could never live up to these potential or fill the shoes of people who seemingly were doing it casually or easily, right? So then that transfers over to my pre-med classes. Now I'm struggling even in chemistry, when in high school I was tutoring my peers in chemistry. College chemistry, I was struggling. College calculus, yeah, it got real ugly. Like I had to drop Calc 2 because I'm pretty sure I was failing. Like I had an F, so I had to drop that. And then that takes me to having to enroll in post-bac programs. Well, why do you need to enroll in a post-bac program? Because you couldn't do it the first time. Like, what's wrong with you? Oh, but now you're getting a second chance. Well, the second chance turned into 3 post-bac programs. Is this really for you? Are you really capable? And at this point, it's not even about whether I'm really capable, it's whether I was even capable. I know you all have heard the long story of like studying for the MCAT 5 times. Yes, I tell it all of the time. But for me, taking it that many times, it was not a testament to my lack of knowledge. It was, or academic knowledge rather. It was because I come from a family where not many people are doctors. I didn't really have the resources, the advice, or the advisors to tell me your percentages are not high enough. You are not going to pass. I just thought that I could pray my way to a competitive score. That did not happen. I should have only taken it 2 times, which is like reasonable. We take something the first time, really don't know what to expect, whatever. I'm not going to make excuses for my track record. It is what it is. But that brings me down to step 1. And I made the decision to share with you all that I was deferring my step 1 exam, but I can't lie and say that there aren't hard and difficult days when I see others studying or who have studied the same amount of time that I have, and I'm putting in a lot of work and I'm being very diligent about it, giving myself the breaks, the time to walk away, the time with the material, and then not getting the results. It does at times make me question whether the track record set me up for this. Like, maybe I am a fraud, maybe I am a fake. And it can be discouraging at times as well, because who wants to work so hard and still fail? I could not work hard at all and fail and save so much time, get so many years back of my life. But now it's about me just being honest with myself and acknowledging the weaknesses that I have and knowing that it's okay. And maybe, I'm not sure if this is like controversial, but maybe a little bit of imposter syndrome is kind of healthy, because it keeps me going. I know that I've only gotten this far based off of my work ethic and the mentors that I have to date. Like, I understand that. I understand that I have not received any handouts. No one just said, oh, Vicky, I like your name. I like the way you dress. I like the way you wear your hair. So let me, get you accepted to our medical school. Let me just give you this research position. Let me just give you this passing score on your exam. I know that everything that I've done, I've had to work for it. But I also know that my past has put me in a place where it does encourage doubt. It encourages frustration. It encourages comparison. And we all know the comparison is the thief of joy, but that is just a phrase. But it's so easy to get caught up in comparing myself to my peers, my classmates, my friends, seeing all these things on social media. It's so hard to do that. But instead of telling myself, what if it doesn't happen? Like, what if it does? And I know that I'm going to pass step 1 because I have learned from my repeat MCAT sittings that I will not sit for an exam if I'm not ready for it. And I know that I am worthy. I know that at some point, all the material that I'm studying, it's going to click. I know that now I've discovered that it takes me time to warm up to taking a practice exam. Like, I'm going to get the first 15 questions dang near wrong because my brain is just like, okay, what's going on? So now I know that I need to do about 10 to 15 questions before I take a practice exam. Meaning on exam day, I need to do 10 to 15 questions before I sit for step 1 because I don't have that room for error. But with this time of actually addressing the issue or confronting imposter syndrome head on, it's showing me what I need to do in order to get it in my rearview mirror. I go to therapy every other week and I talk to my therapist about these things. I talk about these thoughts, these ideas, these ideologies of what are mentally holding me back, mentally being a barrier and preventing me from progressing. I know that I am not alone. I know that there are other students also dealing with imposter syndrome. The medical field is so difficult and difficultly toxic that you feel, I'll speak for myself, that I feel that I might need to be perfect, but there are no perfect people. We are all perfectly imperfect. So that part, I need to get it out of my mind and stop thinking that that's who I need to be in order to be a good student, and instead using my track record, using my history to further develop my experiences, knowing that there are other people out there like me and that people can be encouraged, inspired, motivated, uplifted, whatever, by knowing that there isn't just one route to get to your goals. Like, it is okay. But honestly, today, I can say that I don't like head on have imposter syndrome, but I do have moments like after a practice test, I was just like, wow, what if I will never pass step 1? What if it's just, this is meant to be the end of the road for me? What if they did make a mistake with me getting accepted to medical school? I had to silence all of those thoughts. I did a nice little cry as well because I'm human, I have emotions, I do need to get it out. I journaled about it and then I kept it pushing. Because I said the same thing for the MCAT. What if I couldn't? What if I wouldn't? What's next? What was next was applying to medical school, getting several interview invitations, and getting multiple acceptances. That's what was next. So what's next for me now is to continue to grind, continue to feed my physical needs, as in like exercising, continue to feed feed my mental needs, as in taking a break, keeping up with therapy, talking with family, and not isolating myself, because a huge part of imposter syndrome is the isolation that comes with it. People who are not in medicine, people who are not in medical school, they don't get it. You know, I love the people who do, like my mother, because she's a lifelong academic, but there are a lot who don't understand the rigor, the time commitment, and the mental exhaustion that come with being in this field. But don't isolate yourself, because that's when your mind is going to begin to play those tricks on you. Even if you just have, you know, a small friend group that you're able to confide in, please do that, because this journey is isolating enough. But we need you. Your community needs you. Your family is rooting for you. And quite frankly, we're here to change the landscape of medicine. If you've ever dealt with imposter syndrome, let me know down in the comments below. If you are feeling lonely in medical school, please don't run from it. Confront it. Talk to a counselor at your school, an advisor, a dean, some friends, a private therapist, whomever. But know that nothing is bigger than your mental sanity, your mental health, and wellness. I'm rooting for you, and I know that we're gonna get this done. Good luck to everybody studying for exams, MCAT, USMLE, whatever. Good luck, and I will catch y'all next week. Bye.